I'm going to be showing you how Time Remap works. This isn't a tutorial on how to use it for flow and velocity. This is to help you understand what exactly is going on when you use Time Remap. Okay, for starters, you're going to hit Control Alt T on the layer you have selected so that you can put Time Remap onto it. You're going to then put keyframe on your starting point and your ending point, and you're going to select those two and then to the graph editor. As you can see, there's not much you can see going on here. Some people get stuck at this point wondering what it does. So here I'm going to make a graph to explain to you what exactly is going on. Alright, so this is basically back to the school basics. Right here on the left you have your y-axis, and down here you have your x. But that's not important right now. What the fuck? Okay, what you need to understand is that this is equal to time. Why is this is time, right? And right here is duration. Alright? At all points in time, the beginning will always be at here 0.00. Okay? And the ending point will always be up here at the end of the duration of the clip and the end of the time that it appears on the timeline, which is your keyframes, right? Your beginning keyframe and your ending keyframe. That is here and here. And the duration of the clip is here to here. From down to up, left to right. Left to right is time, down to up is the duration of the clip. Or at least the selection of the keyframes of the clip. Okay? Alright. These 2 points are your keyframes. Everything in between is the flow of time that you see appear onto the screen. Okay? Time will always be in a linear fashion. It all starts when you press the play button. Duration is what we're changing here today. See, when you put ease onto your keyframes by pressing F9, you're able to warp the time that it plays. See right here, it would be sharp, going fast to then slow, or going slow to then fast. The duration of the clip is always down to up. Let me expand this so you can see it more. Down to up is the duration. The spline will always move this way at a constant pace, but it moves along this line right here, which is the clip, at the speed which it makes contact with the line. I'm not sure if that made any sense. It actually doesn't really make sense at all. Explaining, this is more of a hands-on experience. You would actually learn way more if you just did it by yourself. See here, here's an example. Alright, so we're going to take it back a bit. So here I have my first keyframe. Alright, so here I have my first keyframe on the beginning of the scope into the snipe. And my last keyframe is on the scope in. Right here, press F9 to ease. If I move this up, it starts to move sharp and then gets flat at near the end. That means it'll have a very quick beginning, and as it gets towards the end, it'll start to slow down. It'll start to choose lesser frames to fill in the gap. Alright, let's put this into perspective of how you would actually edit this. So this frame would actually not exist right here. You can hold control on Time Remap and scroll this so that you can move the frames. Right here, I'm going to want to end it right about here. My next frame would be right about here. And my last frame will be the scope out animation, which I'll keep right here. You wouldn't want it here all the time. You would actually want it a little further up, but we're going to start here and fix it as we go along. And the scope out into the chamber pole. Alright, there. Alright, this is really quick, so let's move this along the side and this here. For this, I actually like keeping it slow and quickly put in the scope into the shot, frame in, frame out. Okay. And I actually wanted to exit out fast, so I'm going to do this, make it fast, and then make it slow. Alright, it is finished rendering. Let's take a look. This is just a quick example of explaining what exactly is happening. As you can see, it starts off slow here and rises into the scope. Here's this kill, here's the scope out, the beginning of the scope out animation. And time drags onto the rechamber. God, this is an awful tutorial. I hope you could understand exactly what is going on here, but here's the clip, the fucking graph. Alright. Beginning, okay? Beginning the clip. Ending of the clip, alright? Time on the timeline is at the x-axis, which is right here, across here. Always, all time. Playing at a constant rate. Duration of the clip, or the keyframes, the beginning of the keyframe and the ending of the keyframe. Down here to up here, wherever it is. You could actually see this way better if you just select it all. This whole square is what I'm trying to teach you through here. If you understand math, you would actually understand this way more better than how shit I've explained it through here. I hope I've been able to help you better understand this, even though this was very vague what I've explained today. Alright, peace out. Alright, I'm recording this after because there's something important that I left out. Okay, so at no point in time should the graph ever go down. As you can see right here, you can see it start to go down. At no point in time should it ever go down. The graph should always keep going up. See, the y-axis is the duration of the clip. If you go down, it goes in reverse. You do not want that. There are some points in time, or in an edit, where you might want to do that. But this rarely occurs, unless you have a really great idea for it. But you don't want to do this. Same goes for making it completely... Same thing goes for when you're making it completely flat. If you make it flat, you're hanging onto a frame very long. You don't want it completely flat. You can make it lowest value ever, but you do not want it to be flat, or else you'll just be freezing time. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.